Hi and welcome. So I've been working a lot with people who are pre-diabetic or who have full-blown type 2 diabetes. And I've been getting on the calls, doing some strategy calls with them to help them to reverse and prevent diabetes. So today I'm doing a dish which is for a specific client of mine, Jenny. So Jenny, this is for you. And I put together health plans for each of my clients, and with Jenny's permission, she knows I'm going to be doing this video for her. I'm putting together a really simple, easy, diabetic-friendly lasagna for you. Now, this is a really simple recipe that I've put together, and I've made it as easy as possible because that was one of the requirements. Jenny wanted to have meals that she could do with ease and on a budget. So here's what I've got for you. Now, they're going to be very unconventional ingredients, but believe me, it works. Now, today I've got 3 sun-dried tomatoes here. And I've also got a tablespoon of tomato puree. I'm going to be using just a sprinkling of desiccated coconut. And I've got here some finely chopped butternut squash, and that's approximately 70 grams. I'm also going to be using 200 grams of tomato sauce. That's the passata, which is the tomato sauce with a bit of steamed chopped tomato. And I'm going to use for seasonings a pinch of cayenne pepper, a pinch of cumin, 1 garlic clove, half a tablespoon of oregano, and just a couple of pinches, one for the sauce and one for my veggies, of just pink Himalayan salt, but you can use sea salt. I'm also going to be using approximately 150 mils of coconut milk, and a tablespoon of onion powder. I've got 1 courgette, and I'm going to use about 200 mils of tahini. Now, tahini is a sesame seed paste, and you want to get the tahini that's the light tahini, not the dark tahini, because you want the flavour to be light, the white sauce to be quite light in flavour. I've also got about 80 grams of chopped mushroom and just a small handful of basil leaves. And I've got here a nice handful of roughly chopped spinach. That's about 40 grams in total. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is to start with just making the tomato sauce. So the tomato sauce is going to have the passata, which is the tomato sauce with some of the steamed tomato. You can just, if you want to use tinned tomatoes, you can. I peel and steam my own tomatoes. So let's put that in. Get all the tomato and the sauce in. And then I'm just going to season it with a pinch of salt and a pinch of cayenne. I'm going to put my sun-dried tomatoes in there. I've also got a tablespoon of tomato puree I'm going to put in there. Just to add a bit of texture to the sauce. And then I'm going to put in my basil leaves, all my basil leaves in there. And we're going to make a raw tomato and basil sauce. So I'm just going to give that a whiz. So that's my sauce, which I'm just going to put to one side. I'm just going to wash this out a little bit because I'm going to use this again to make our white sauce. So let me just clean this out. Right, before we get making our white sauce, I'm going to put in my chopped vegetables. So first of all, I'm going to add my mushrooms. Then I'm going to put in my and lastly, I'm going to add in my spinach. And now I'm going to season everything. So I'm going to use half a tablespoon of dried oregano. And I'm going to put in a pinch of salt in there. I'm also going to put in a pinch of cumin seed. Just a little pinch. Just adds so much to the flavour. It's really good. And a pinch of cayenne pepper. And then I'm just going to toss that around just to coat everything.
We have a comment from Nero who says, "Give thanks, Sister Queen. Will this be keto friendly?"
Thank you for joining us. And yes, it is keto friendly. Look at all those beautiful colours in the bowl. I just love the vibrancy of it. So I'm just going to set that aside. And now I'm going to start to make my white sauce. So first of all, I'm going to take my tahini paste. And I'm going to put in half of that. That's about 200 grams. That's 200 mils, sorry. And I normally eyeball my recipes, so I had to actually do this again just to see how much you need in everything. So let's see how this goes. So that's 200 ml there. And then I'm going to drop in my 1 clove of garlic. I'm going to season with a pinch of salt, a pinch of cayenne pepper. I'm going to drizzle in. I'm going to start with just drizzling in about 50 mils of coconut milk.
Nero says, "I'll be trying this because I miss lasagna."
You miss lasagna? Are you a diabetic or you're doing keto? I'm going to actually put the tomato sauce in with my veggies. That's the way I like to do it, because I'm not actually going to be cooking the vegetables beforehand. Look, I'll just show you what I'm doing. I've just put the tomato and basil sauce in there, as you can see. And it's quite a thick mixture. But the water from the vegetables is going to provide a lot more of the sauce. Right, so let's just get this blending for the white sauce.
Nero says he's doing the keto.
Oh, right. Okay, so you'll love this recipe. This will be great for you. I'm going to add in a tablespoon of onion powder. And I'm going to add in another 50 mils of milk. This is quite thick. Just add it gradually and blend till you get the right type of white sauce consistency you need for your lasagna. Let's take another look. Right, let me add in another 50 ml to just to thicken that, just to loosen that up a bit because it's quite thick.
Nero says, I'm a sister king man. My apologies, sister.
Right, so look at what I've done here. So I'm going to show you the consistency of this. If you can you see that in the cameras? Is that okay? Can you see the consistency? Right. So you don't want it too thick or too loose. That's about the consistency you want. Sort of white sauce consistency that you would have in a lasagna. So the next thing I'm going to do is take my courgette, and let me see if I can put it under the camera so you can see what I'm doing here. Just move a few things aside. Right, I hope that's in a good shot. Is it okay? Can you see it? Right, okay. So I'm going to slice off the ends of my courgette. And this is going to be the replacement for the pasta. So instead of having pasta lasagna sheet, cut it down the middle. Then you can just stand it up on its side. You can either do it this way and slice downwards, or if you're quite handy with the knife, you can just cut this way, but be very careful of your fingers, of course. So these are actually going to line this plate. If I got the plate in shot. Let me just take a little off the end so that it matches up with the plate. This could be a little bit thinner. Let me take a little bit off the back. Put my end back. Then just continue to take your slices. So you just want to line the plate like that. And then what I'm going to do, actually, let me cut all of all the slices I need. So I've got about 4 slices there. I'm going to cut another 4. That's 1. 2. I'll use the other side. And I throw these in the odds and ends into a smoothie. Nothing goes to waste. That's 3. Let's have one more slice. There we go. Now I'm going to take my veggies, which have been slightly marinating here. So is everything still in shot? Now I'm going to put my veggie mixture over the courgette base, which is replacing your pasta. Right, that's enough. And now I'm going to put a little bit of the sauce over it. And that's our white sauce. This is the replacement white sauce you would normally get in a lasagna kit. Or maybe you buy yours ready-made. But this is a great replacement because you haven't got any dairy in this. You've got the sesame seed, which is full of omega-3 fats. And the fats are actually quite, healthy fats are very good in terms of diabetic sufferers' diet, because fats don't actually affect your glucose levels. But you want to make sure that the type of fats you're consuming isn't going to be the unhealthy fats, because diabetic sufferers also are prone to heart problems. You're susceptible to heart problems.
Nero says, I need more recipes like this.
Brilliant. Well, if you do try this out, come back and let me know how you got on. I'd love to know. Yeah, so just arrange it so that it's kind of fairly in place, okay? And now I'm going to put another layer of the white sauce. And we'll just spread that over a little. Let's put a little bit more. Actually, let me just wipe up a little bit. I'm making a bit of a mess here. I'm going to use the back of a spoon just to spread the sauce over the zucchini sheets, or courgette as you might call them. Let's put a little bit more. Cover that completely. I think that's enough. And then, believe it or not, but believe it, it's really good, is sprinkle the top with desiccated coconut, because this is going to provide a great crumble, and it's, it will brown on the top. So this will be the replacement cheese, because we want to get rid of all those very fatty, saturated fats, you see, and stick to low carb foods. Whilst enjoying your favourites. So that's it. That's basically all you would do, and you just give it a, just clean it around the edges. Pop that in your oven, 200 degrees for a fan oven. I think that's gas mark 5 or 6 for 30 minutes. And I'm going to show you one that I've done already. I'm going to bring it round to the camera. This is one that I did earlier. So that's what I made earlier. And it's got the crumb on there, as you can see. And I'm going to cut into it so that you can see the inside as well. Just clear some of this out of the way so that I can cut a slice off. Right, here we go. Let's cut this nice piece off. I actually sliced off a piece of this earlier. And I had a little bit for my lunch. Just get it off the plate. And that's it, folks. There's our lasagna. I'll just show you the inside. That's the inside of lasagna. There you are with the crumb as well. And it is really, really delicious as a lasagna alternative without the pasta, low carb, low sugar, apart from the desiccated coconut, just a sprinkling. And that's it. That's even nice as a hot lasagna or even as a cold, which is a really easy, simple lunch or dinner that Jenny can add to her health planner, because we've also got recipes that I'm putting together for her to help her get to her goal, which is to come off insulin. So that's all I've got for you today, folks. I hope you try this. If you do, let me know and put your comments below.
Nero says that looks delicious.
It really is, Nero. It is really, really delicious. I had some earlier and I'm going to taste a little bit more now. I'm using Skew's fingers. That one's for you. It really is convincing. I find it better because the flavors are a lot fresher, especially with the fresh basil. You can use dried basil if you wish, but I find the more fresh ingredients, like where I used the garlic clove when I was making the sauce, you want that pungentness of the garlic coming through rather than using a powder. And just one clove will do it. And the fresh basil with the sauce really brings it up nicely. And there's very little cooking to do, so you can put everything in raw. I wanted to make something quick and simple for Jenny, she's a very busy lady. She's managing diabetes too, and this is a great lunch or dinner alternative. Anyway, thank you for joining us, and I hope you might come back again. Let me know if you try it out. So I'll be back again each week between Monday to Thursday, live at 6 p.m. to give you more tips and more information to help you along your healthy living journey. Thank you for watching.